Welcome again, everyone. Jerry's Old Guy Review and part one of the vtg80 TWS kit. So, I'm going to tell you, very hard for me to do build videos because I don't focus just on the build. You know, I take breaks, go out with the dogs, do something else. Have to take breaks now after my neck surgery. My hands actually get, a little tingly, a little incoordinated, do some shaking. I have nerve damage now. So, the build is still enjoyable, but I have to take breaks just so I can continue to do it correctly and not get frustrated. So, this build took, to the point I'm at, probably 4 hours. Now I'm going to tell you, we've got the front axle, the rear axle, the main chassis done, which I'm going to show you some of the components. And yes, some of them will look familiar. Some of them are completely different. And a complete plastic chassis, I was like, this is iffy, on how much it can do. So it's going to be very enjoyable to take this out and to see exactly what it can do. So we're going to start with the main chassis. Now, I told you and didn't really show you very well, for those of us diehard Jeepers, real Jeepers, AMC and older, you're going to notice this front bumper is period correct. It amazes me. It's got the cover on it. It's got a couple holes in it, which I think they're too wide for a conventional winch mount, but this is, let me say right off the bat, this plastic they've built these kits with is heavy duty. So, I didn't want to waste this crawler, the Crawl Master. And being that this is a planetary gear, I wanted it to have a little pep. So we went with the 13 turn. This was the one, if you remember, I was going to try to put in the Phoenix, but it was very loud. We'll see how it is with this, because this planetary gearbox is quiet. Now, let's look at that gearbox. So, your spur gear and your assorted gears that are hooked into the planetary. This planetary, there's two different color plastics here. You've got black for the overall vehicle, and then black for the center of the planetary, and then gray. You have an actual transfer case. And right here is what is crazy. These are like real engine mounts in a full-size vehicle. There is a bolt, and this end is only held on by 3 rubber O-rings. So there's some flex right there. I can't even get it to flex. But that is just neat. There's the gearbox underneath. Lots of different holes for lots of different applications that you may want to try. The shock mounts look very realistic to a full-scale vehicle. Not, of course, to a CJ, which does not have coil springs. Nice battery box that actually will fit perfectly. A hard case 2S fits in there perfectly, and it's all adjustable. You can change it because this does have adjustable wheelbase. You can make it with 2 different wheelbases. there is the rear that's going to be for the CJ body. That is actually a hinged body mount. So that is so far. Oh, let me show you this real quick. So Chopper commented that it was a deal breaker about these plastic C channels, but meanwhile, look at all the ribbing in them. That may have a potential to be stronger than we would think. So, pinion gear, everything else except for that this came with a free the metal interior of the planetary gearbox. But talking about the planetary gearbox, so it's crazy. So you get a complete extra parts bag, and then when you do the planetary gear, the metal upgrade, instead of the plastic one that comes with it, you get a couple extra gears for your transfer case, and then you get a complete extra, even if you don't use the metal one, you get a complete extra gear sets. So you have all these extra gears that come with the kit just in case, is what I'm thinking. You know, and I've got extra planetary gear that goes in the actual gear housing, and then you've got more of these extra gears. How many people give you a complete extra setup? I know some of you will say, obviously that's because it's crap, or hey, maybe they're just looking for you to come back and get some more of their business. You get, with the axles, you have all the extra links that you need, plus you get more extra links and extra pillow balls, which I didn't check them, but you know, they look kind of standard to pillow balls. I have got extra, let me just show you some of this. Extra bits, extra hardware that is included. You know, yeah, we're not done yet, but holy crap. You know, drive shafts straight, looking straight like some axials. But hey, you get extra ones. So short wheel, that's funny that this is so small, but the CJ is actually the long wheelbase version, and their other truck, which is basically like a Suzuki Samurai, that's the short wheelbase. And let's get to the axles, but what I wanted to show you, this nice picture. So if any of you have gone to the website, so you've got your axial mounted servo, which the instructions are in this book for, or you've got your chassis mounted servo, which is where I went with this. This, you go to their website, the TAWS website, go to documents, and actually it's better to do while you're doing the kit, is what I did. Oh, here we go. So it's convenient, download it on something else. I just had it on my little tablet so I could reference it, which we did a few of the steps to this point, but we're going to have more. Oh, that's what I forgot on here. So being plastic, look at these AR mounts or the link mounts. These things, you mount them separately, but look at how high up everything is. This thing's I think it's gonna be more impressive than it lets on to be. Now, here is the free bit that I came with. So, other than these gears, the whole rest of this assembly is metal. And I will tell you, they put metal where metal counts. And let me just pick up one. This axle is completely metal inside. Metal axles. Metals, and they're CVDs. So you got CVDs, metal axles, all metal gears. You know, I just threw a little detail on because it's pretty neat that this TWS kit, or this little insert, is a press-in. Now, here's the setup for, you know, servo on chassis. Nice curved connecting link, so you get maximum clearance on the diff. What's weird in the instructions is they want you to make 3-link in the front, which is the standard, but they want you to put a 3-link in the rear too. So it's weird, and I skipped that part. But there's the rear. You know, these axles, the pumpkin is kind of big, but everything else is scaled down for this vehicle. These are a bit weird where the links attach, because that actually slides on the shaft when you put the end caps on. Same thing with the front. A bit weird, but here we go. Look at the links. They're plastic, but they're also ribbed, but they're ribbed on the inside. So what's going to be dragging, if you are trying to crawl this, is going to be smooth. So hard, heavy. This truck, you know, is almost, just sitting here, is almost 2 pounds. You know, we haven't even gotten hardly anywhere. You know, I didn't do them. I still got the shocks, which have 2 different springs. So you basically get 4 sets of springs, just so you can use a softer one or a harder one. And as we mentioned before, you know, hard aluminum bodies. Plenty of extra shock stuff to include, which, here we go. I'm going to show that piece right there. That is so you can screw the caps on tighter. Who in the market gives us one of those? That is fabulous. Screwing the cap on to keep it from leaking. What else do we have here? Oh, those are all the extra bits for doing this has got some pitman arm stuff in it. It's actually got the servo mounts in there. So, in my thoughts, this truck, I believe, is going to be a lot more of a truck than a straight trail truck. And we're going to test that. As we go along, we're going to see if this motor's a little too peppy. I haven't gotten any radio gear for it yet. I've got the motor, I've got a servo. You know, we can get that far. So, as I've come along so far with this kit, I am quite pleased. And we are going to cover the next stage, which, we'll see how far I get. So, there it is for now. TWS, so far, this is like when I built the CMX. Is that the CMX? MST. Duh. You know, I'm surprised by this company and their attention to detail. So, until part 2, I will talk to you on the next one. Bye-bye.